If you want to understand brand, really understanding not as a logo, not as a slogan, not as a marketing accessory, there's one collection I keep coming back to, Marty Neumeier Whiteboard books. For me, Marty is one of the true masters of branding. Clear, practical, sharp. He has that rare ability to take a subject that many people overcomplicate and explain it in a way that it's simple, visual, and immediately useful. And when you look at the Whiteboard collection in order, it feels almost like learning the basic elements of brand. First, the brand gap. This is where many people finally understand the brand is not just creativity and it's not just business strategy either. It is the bridge between the two. Then comes that. This is the book about differentiation, about how to stop sounding like everybody else and create a position that market can actually recognize and choose. Then the Designful Company. This one expands the conversation. It connects brand, innovation, culture, and leadership. In other words, brand is not just what you say. It is also how the company thinks and works. And then the brand flip. This is the fourth Whiteboard book, and it matters because it reflects the shift from company-driven branding to customer-driven branding. The power dynamic changed. Customers are no longer just receiving brands, they are shaping them. Now, here's the part that, honestly, is a real pity. As far as I could verify, from Portuguese reader, 3 of these books were published. The Brand Gap, Zach, and the Designful Company. That means the main gap is the brand flip. But for Spanish reader, the situation is much worse. The one Whiteboard title I could clearly verify in Spanish is Zach. And that leaves a huge part of the Spanish-speaking audience, especially professionals who don't read comfortably in English, at a serious disadvantage. Because these are not marginal books, these are foundational books. So for the Portuguese audience, the missing piece is the brand flip, and that is exactly why I want to start reviewing this book. Because if the first 3 help you understand what brand is, the brand flip helps you understand what brand became. And if you work with positioning, communication, strategy, design, or business growth, that is not a small update. This is the essential reading. So I'm doing this first in English, the language the Whiteboard series was written in. So the ideas land with zero translation drift. Then I'll record 2 full versions, one in Portuguese and one in Spanish, to shrink that gap and get this knowledge moving. So here's what the brand flip changes in practical terms. First, control flips. The old model assumes companies own the brand through messaging. The flip model is customer-led. The market decides what your brand means, and it decides fast. Second, belonging beats awareness. People don't just buy brands anymore. They join them. So the goal isn't only be known, it's be chosen, repeated, and defended. Third, participation beats persuasion. Instead of shouting claims, you design moments where customers take part. They share, they contribute, they teach others. For personal brands, this is the difference between posting content and building a point of view people want to carry. Fourth, trust becomes the asset. In a customer-driven era, inconsistency gets vanished quickly. The gap between what you promise and what people experience becomes visible immediately. Brand becomes an operating system. And fifth, momentum matters. When customers amplify you, growth can be explosive. When they disengage, decline is brutal. So you build continuity, clear promise, consistent experience, and simple way for people to bring others in. So next, I'm doing full review of the brand flip in Portuguese and Spanish. Quick one. Which language should I publish first? Portuguese or Spanish?